Blinky here today with yet another video, and this is crazy. Crazy enough, I woke up for this. Kind of. I just woke up. I don't know if you can tell. But anyway, without further ado, we're gonna be talking about the meta perks that they have changed, nerfed, and buffed. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I saw a tweet from one of the followers that I follow, and they said that they uninstalled the game because Spine Chill was nerfed, and they are, I believe, deaf for hard of hearing, and they really said that, oh, Dead by Daylight is against accessibility settings and whatnot and stuff like that. And I was like, whoa, what is going on? And I just wanted to make a video on this because I just read over it, and some of these perks did not really need to be nerfed necessarily because of how much they're used often, and I don't think that's really fair. But we're gonna be going through it together, and I will be putting in my thoughts. We'll probably go over the ones that, you know, visually, like they are visual perks. So we'll just go over those and not the ones that are not necessarily visual perks, because I do have my opinions on these, but overall, not too bad, not too good, you know. Alright, let's get into it. But wait, before we get into it, just remember, if you like my guides, just give a sub, like, or a comment. It really helps me a lot. Put out more guides like these out there for you guys. So thank you so much for your support. Alrighty, so we're on Dead by Daylight forum. They just released this. There's all other stuff as well, like mask making, transitioning, bandage, fatigue, stuff like that. But we're gonna be going over to the meta perk changes, and yeah, so basically this is what they did is that they nerfed and or buffed 39 perks. So half of these are killers and half of it is survivors. So here they have a graph overshowing how used some perks are. So we can like look through and see. So right here top, let me see. Yeah, Spine Chill is pretty often used. 25%. Okay, so it's like right in the middle, kinda. And then the most less used are Unbreakable Spin Burst. Really? I'm surprised. That's so weird. The number of loadouts. Okay, percentage of loadouts. Alright, so Dead Hard is the most used, obviously. Bar Time is like right on top of the middle. A little bit over the average. Spine Chill. Okay, I see. So Iron Will and Spine Chill are sort of like around the same. So we'll get into that as well. We'll look at killers as well, because this is not only just survivors. I'm gonna be going through. We're gonna be going through nurses, Colin. We're gonna be going through Tinkerer. You know, visual perks that do help that part of team players, or people who really prefer visual perks. So we're gonna go through that and see what I think. All right, first and foremost. All right, so BBQ Chili. Basically, BBQ Chili, when you hook a survivor, you can see auras from a certain meter away. Right? I believe it's 16, but this perk is incredibly popular, not because it's particularly powerful, but because of the huge amount of blood points it provides. So right now, they just nerfed the amount of blood points that you get from BBQ Chili, which is fine by me, as long as they didn't change the perk itself, which is good. So just no blood points, less blood points in general. Alright, so next is Corrupt Intervention. Okay, this one was a little bit interesting. I didn't think it was too bad because it basically disabled once you put a survivor in a dying state. So not too bad because basically you're using Corrupt Intervention as much as you can, right? With Corrupt Intervention needed, you know, you sort of do get an idea of what survivors are at the block gens. So this isn't too bad in my opinion. I just feel like maybe they could do it once a certain amount of survivors enter the dying state, because I know that Corrupt Intervention stays activated for quite a while. I believe at like 180 seconds. Is it? I don't really remember, but I know that it stays on for quite a while. So I feel like I'm not really sure about it being deactivated once the survivors enter the dying state. I think that's good, but then yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good. But I don't know why they nerfed it. Like, I don't think anyone really complained about it. But yeah, so alright, we'll just move on because I don't think it's too bad. I think it's good because it's giving you a chance to basically like sort of like find them and stuff like that. Alright, next, Tinkerer. So current effect, when a generator reaches 70% progress, receive a loud noise notification and become undetectable for a short duration. Alright, so this is when it reaches 70% progress, and then you can see a loud noise notification for deaf hard of hearing players, and then you can basically go over to that gen and stuff like that. Alright, so Tinker is the popular choice for information to provide. Being able to prevent a generator from being powered is a game changer, particularly on killers with high mobility like blight and stuff like that, or sadako or dredge. It can, however, become a little bit oppressive when paired with certain regression perks. That I agree, yes. Therefore, Tinker can only activate once per generator. Oh my god, no way. Just once per generator. So basically, it's just like the perk that I talked about with Sadako. And I didn't like that perk, and now they just put it on Tinker. No way. Oh my god. Alright, Tinker can only activate once per generator, but with their base charges increased to 90, killers will have extra time to approach. Okay, so they basically did a nerf and then they did a buff. So it's like right in the middle. Not too bad. That's not too bad, but it's a little bit limiting, you know, especially for that part of players. Now that it's only gonna activate once per generator, we're gonna have to rely on other perks to help us more on generator, you know, control and stuff like that. So yeah, base changes increases to 90. Is that 90% progress? Because I feel like that would not give us enough time to like really get there. I feel like they could have like just made it blocked maybe for a short while, maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that. I know that's basically like the perk that I spoke about on Sadako, but still, I just feel like there's not really much time provided because they may not be on a killer that has high mobility, so that's one thing to really think about. I'm not really sure how to think about Tinker being only activated once per generator, so yeah. But hopefully, I don't know what you guys think about that. Alright, next. So we're not gonna go through like some perks that are all visual, you know, like for example hex perks. I don't really have too many thoughts on that. Alright, Scourge hook pain and resonance. Okay, so this is from the artist. So the current effect, upon hooking a survivor on a Scourge hook, the generator with the most progress explodes, notifying the killer and instantly loses a large chunk of progress. Okay, this is good for that part of player. This is actually one of the perks that I really like. So the most recent addition to the meta, pain resonance allows the killer to remove a sizable chunk from most blah 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 blah. Alright, so loud noise also allows, okay. With that in mind, we are removing the loud noise notification. What? Wait, no. Wait, this is so bad. Whoa, why would you remove the loud noise notification? Instead of exploding, the affected generator will now spark upon losing progress, and survivors will no longer scream. Yeah, no, this is really bad. Oh no, and I was about to make a video on this about the perks, and now they just nerfed it to the point that we will never know. Okay, they need to buff a certain part of this. They need to keep the loud noise notification, because how the heck can we know? Some people don't know. One, people might not see well in the game. It's way too dark. So how can you tell if a generator is sparking? It's hard for me to see generators that it is. You know, even generators that are in progress. How am I gonna... I'm not gonna get up to the generator just to check if it's sparking. That's not a really good nerf in my opinion. Honestly, they need to keep the loud notification at least. You don't have to make the survivors scream, but at least just put the loud notification, or maybe a color over it. It doesn't have to be sound. It could just be like a white little aura for the generator. But this really sucks, because this is a great perk, and I just wish they didn't have to remove everything about it, you know. Oh man, oh man, that really does not help at all. Like, that really decreases the usability and accessibility for certain players, so that really sucks. I'm so sorry. Oh man, that really sucks. Alright, so that is it for survivor, for killer perks. We're moving on to survivors. But yeah, these are my thoughts on some of these perks. I feel like some of them did not need to be nerfed. Like for Dead Hard, of course, yeah, because everyone uses Dead Hard, right? And well, alright, so Iron Will. Okay, yeah, this is one of the perks that most people got angry about, and I can see why, because I use Iron Will. It helps a lot, you know. But basically, Iron Will makes the grunt of pain silent. So when you are injured, the killer cannot hear you at all. Okay, this doesn't help for the part of hitting killers, right? So this is sort of like a good nerf, and it's also a buff at the same time for disabled players, which is kind of weird, because I feel like for survivors who are hard of hearing and they use it Iron Will, so that way the killer doesn't find them, and it's a little easier on them. I honestly like this. It's not too bad. I like it because it does benefit harder king players for the most part. For death players, obviously not. But honestly, for harder king players, this is gonna help a lot. So now that we will still be able to try to listen to the grunt of pain, it just helped a lot that it's 25%, 50%, and 75%. So my thoughts on this, not too bad. As for survivors using Iron Will to sort of like not have killers find them and stuff like that, try to just level up to 75% of your pain being, you know, silenced, basically. So 75% is not too bad. So definitely use Iron Will still, and then just pair it up with another perk. So not too bad. I like it, you know, pretty good. I don't think I should add any changes. I feel like maybe I should have like bumped it up to like maybe 85 or something. But so far, not too bad. Alright, Spine Chill. This is the one that some people are kind of like pissed about. So alrighty, so Spine Chill. Basically what happens is that it activates when the killer is nearby and it's looking in your general direction, not straight on, right? So it's just in your general direction, which is why Spine Chill flickers a lot. So it increases action speed and the chance for skill check. So basically with that, it also increases your action speed and stuff. Alright, this perk is stalled out of loading survivors. When a killer is approaching on high skill lobby, the default speed increase becomes the primary draw. There are a few aspects of this perk that we would like to clean up. Spine Chill will now only activate if the killer has a clear line of sight to the survivor. So the survivor's over here and the killer's over here. So basically the killer like walking towards the survivor right on, that's the only way it's gonna activate. Which is gonna be pretty weird in my opinion. I feel like they should have like made it a little bit bigger on that. This will remove the awkward counterplay when the killer must look away to ensure a stealthy approach. So basically, yeah, so they did this for killers in general because for Spine Chill, it used to activate like when the killer was nearby and it's looking in the general direction, right? So if somebody is in a jungle, right, and they're working on a generator, if the killer is nearby and looking towards the generator, like it doesn't have to be straight on the survivor, but just the general direction, it would literally flicker. And that would give you the indication, oh, okay, the killer is coming up, right? I feel like they should have not done this, not a clear line of sight, because that is probably not really, I feel like it's not going to be activated often now because of that. And if you want killer to be stealthy, right, and not look towards, they're gonna completely hold on, I'm so confused now. Activate the killer line of sight. I'm just assuming it has to be straight on. And then they're gonna be adding a short 1.5 second lingering effect to Spine Chill. This will prevent the perk icon from flickering. Oh, when the killer looks around and makes the action speed boosted more consistent. We will be removing the vault speed bonus entirely as it's not due to perk nature. Okay, so they basically are gonna be adding a short 5-second lingering effect to Spine Chill. So it's not gonna flicker anymore, which is kinda okay, I guess. But if the nerf is saying that the killer has the opportunity not to look away, right? Because if there's a lingering effect, what does that mean though? Like it turns off and then half of a second it's gonna like activate. Is that what it is? I feel like maybe they should decrease like, so when the killer is coming up, right, they should decrease like the amount of like area, you know, when you're looking towards the survivor, right? If you look this way, they should still activate it. Like that's not fair at all. Or at least make the perk like activate like slowly. Or maybe just add like an indicator around the survivor that the killer is getting nearby. Like close in general. They don't have to look forward or something like that. Like a red, you know, glowing corner around the screen. Something like that. That way it gives a opportunity for killers and survivors. And you can make it shorter too. Like if they're closer, it activates, right? It doesn't have to be a general direction and stuff like that. If they're close enough, don't make the length longer. You can make it really close. Stuff like that, like a couple of meters or something like that. Yeah, so I feel like just to give survivors a chance at least, especially disabled players, they're not gonna be using this now because it's just gonna feel really awkward and now people know. Yeah, so I'm still not really sure about how this perk works, but we'll see because when they release these perks, if they ever do, I'm gonna be in a custom game and I'm gonna be testing out all the visual perks, and I might make a video on that. So let me know if you do want a part 2 of this video of me testing out these perks and seeing how it works. But yeah. Alright, so not really sure what I think about this. I just think there could be a better change for it, with survivors specifically. I don't think anyone really had an issue with Bunch Hill, really. That's the thing, like, I know some people use it, but it's not to the point that they use it so much. And like, there are a lot of disabled players, so this isn't really fair, you know, this really sucks. I don't think it needed to be nerfed, in my opinion. I just think it was fine. Nobody really complained about it, so why nerf something that's not being complained about, if you get me. So, alright, we'll just move on to a non-meta perk changes. Alright, overcharge. Okay, so this is not a visual perk. Eruption. Alright, so they were basically increasing the incapacitated effect to 25 seconds. That's really good. Alright, 400%. Wow. Alright, so overcharge, not bad. Knockout. Okay. Dark devotion. Alright, jolt. Jolt allows the killer to request generate simply by downing a survivor. Interesting. Okay. So jolt still has that loud noise notification. This is good. They removed the cooldown, so that's good. So now we can regress generated simply by downing survivor. That's great. That's really good. Lethal Pursuit. This is awesome. I really like this buff. They basically extended the duration of all aura reading by 2 seconds. So that's great. That's great for death fighting players. Really good at a individual perk. Honestly, I like that a lot. Gift of Pain. Okay. Alright, Monster Throne. Alrighty. Calm Spirit. This is good. I like this. The Calm Spirit, now you can open chests and cleanse and bless totem silently, which is great. That's the win. Honestly, like, for those people who don't want the killer to, like, you know, bother with you and stuff like that. That's really good. I like that buff. Really nice. I don't think a lot of people use Calm Spirit, so Saboteur. Alright. Oh, it's just shown in yellow when a survivor is being carried. Use this information. That's great. Awesome. So now we know which we can prevent Scourge hooks from being activated with this. That's really good. Alright, about knowledge. Okay. Done. Off the record. I love it, Perk is really good. Oh, lucky break, fermented, soul survivor, distortion. Okay. Hardy. Oh, lightweight. Your scratch marks will be more sporadic, making it harder to track. Your scratch mark will also fade out. Oh no. Okay, so there's for killers. Ugh. Who are definitely paying. This is gonna be a little bit harder. Yeah, that's gonna be a little hard. Just make sure you carry Bloodhound or any other perk that, you know, increase the visibility of scratch marks. You could also use Predator. Yeah, Predator would be the perk for you to use if you ever have a problem with, like, scratch marks in general. So Predator will definitely help, and then Bloodhound as well for, you know, blood. Alright, so help survivors power the 3 closest generated. Deja Vu will grant a 5% repair speed bonus to the revealed generators. Okay, Dark Dance. Alright, so let's see. We changed the way Dark Dance works. When a generated power, Dark Dance activates the next time the killer comes with 24 meters of you, or is revealed for 5, 7, or 10 seconds. Okay, interesting. Alright, so this is gonna help with survivors. That's really, really good. I like that. So that's when a generator is powered, which is really cool. That's really good, and 24 meters is huge. So that way it gives you plenty of time to decide what to do next. Alright. Oh no, so tenacity now increases your grunted pain by 75%. So basically like going, whoa, that's insane. When in dying state, yeah, that's gonna be really hard for death fighting players, like 100%. I know that the hardest thing for me in general is finding survivors, like dying survivors on the ground. Because 1, I can't see them, and 2, I cannot tell where they're coming from. Like their grunted pain. So this is gonna be a little harder for killers. So keep in mind, killer mains, if you're that part of healing, you know, just slap on some new perks if you can to really counter that sort of in a way. You can use Deathslinger. You can use Deathslinger to basically counter tenacity, so keep that in mind. If you ever have trouble, like really bad trouble fighting down survivors, you can use Deathslinger. The good thing is that they didn't nerf too many of the visual perks, honestly, like armor ears or infected fight, stuff like that. I'm glad they didn't like nerf or buff these, so I'm not too like but some of these did not really need it to be changed so much, you know, especially for like the table play. They really need to keep that in mind because normally it isn't really an issue. So alright, so let's see, we're gonna live forever, blood point. Okay, they just removed the massive like blood point bonus. Alright, that is it pretty much. I think I covered most of the visual perks, but honestly, what do I think at the end of it? Honestly, I like some of these changes. They do help, like some of the buffs do help killers, survivors, etc. But I do think that some of the nerfs were not needed. At least if you do want to nerf it, nerf a small part of it, at least. Like for example, whatever perk, don't remove all of like the loud noise notification. Don't remove the killers, like the survivors screaming and stuff like that. We're never gonna have an indication of which generator is being you know, like what generator being regressed or whatever. Now we have to see if it's sparking. Like that doesn't help at all. Basically, that's a waste of time in the game, where time is very important in Dead by Daylight, and prioritizing is extremely important. So we need to use information as much as possible. Now there might be a better perk instead of using that certain perk and stuff like that. So yeah, what do you guys think? Like honestly, I read through all of this and it's just insane. Like the meta perk changes are pretty crazy. Some of these are good, but it's just like, what the heck, you know? They really need to sort of like rethink, maybe add some good things for it to be a little bit more, you know, accessible for disabled players. It's gonna be a little harder for us now, and I'm gonna be keeping in mind. I'm gonna be putting perks that might counter that. I'll see how it goes. Honestly, I'm gonna be doing a match once these perks are out, or if they will be, and I'll be doing another analysis video on this and how they affect me as a hard of healing player. I'm gonna be removing my healing aids and see how it's gonna work, especially for like spine chill and stuff like that. So if you do want a part 2, just remember, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down below this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great night, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.